voters, our netas do not value our lives until they become votes for them. Until then, they don't really care. As Northern India battles toxic air, we here in Maharashtra are battling toxic infrastructure. When 23 people died due to a stampede at Elphinstone, they blamed rains and rumors. When a bridge collapsed at Channi Road few days later and people got injured, they blamed each other, pointed fingers at different authorities. When a tree fell on a woman, when a dead tree fell on a woman, they blamed the winds. Today in Andheri, a woman almost died. She had a part of the ceiling slab fall on her head while she was waiting with her nephew in the booking office in Andheri station to get a ticket to go back home to Vadodara. She has 25 stitches now on her head. That was the close call. She almost died today. But what we instead saw was 500 rupees ex gratia given to that lady. That was the value put for the injury, for the pain, for the inconvenience, for the horror that she went through. And that is what we will question tonight on this show. Why don't our netas value lives? Why do they come up with reasons? And you will not believe the reasons that they come up with. Rains, wind, the Met Department, BST, they will blame all of these authorities. They will blame the nature. They will call it a natural calamity. But never will they take responsibility and act against their own. Which is why you need to raise your voice tonight. Which is why you need to call us. You need to leave a message and question your netas tonight. This cannot go on and on. And to take your questions, dear voters, we have two guests this evening. Atul Shah will represent the BJP this evening, and I've got Clyde Trasto of the NCP for a dead tree falling on a woman and killing her. What about those times when the residents of that location wrote to the BMC saying this tree is dead, it has become too big for its size, cut it down before it damages us? But those voices went unheard. So let's begin. Mr. Atul Shah with question number 1. 500 rupees as ex gratia. Is this a joke?
It's not a joke. It is how the railways had their rules. Initially, when someone comes for treatment, he or she has been given 500 rupees ex gratia payment. But here, I tell you that every penny that is, spent on the lady will be borne by the railway authorities. And more than that, you're right, when 500 rupees is very meager. Now, like all the earlier rules and regulations of the railways, in as far as the FOB is also concerned, we used to get the permission from the railway board, and all those things used to take 6 months. Mr. Piyush Goyal, the railway minister, has changed the whole scenario. There will be no paucity of the fund in as far as Mumbai Karz and the railway is concerned. He has, ordered to tender it and give money. There is no paucity of fund. So, and plus, the FOB, there are 36 on the Western Railway and 76 on the Central Railway.
We'll come to that, Mr. Shah. Let's come back to the point. Now, a 54-year-old lady who was traveling back home had a part of the ceiling fall on her head. She could have died. She could have had brain hemorrhage. She got 25 stitches. And we are told, because that as per the procedure, as per what is written in the book, the doctors will call it a minor injury, give her 500 rupees and get done with it.
It's not up to 500 rupees. The whole treatment, the CT scan was taken, everything, all the medicines, all things have been done, and all the expenses are borne by the railways. That is that ex gratia 500 rupees initial. But here also, I would tell you that these are all old,
so change them. Change them. Imagine the plight of a citizen. Imagine the plight of that lady, Mr. Shah. Imagine the plight of that lady. Change the damn rule if you need to. But for her to actually get a certificate and 500 rupees is nothing but a joke.
Madam.
No, you have to understand this. Ex gratia means when something has been done ex gratia, it has been done voluntarily, out of kindness or grace. That is the definition, sir. Atul Shah, the definition of ex gratia is when it has been done voluntarily, out of kindness or grace. In law, an ex gratia payment is a payment made without the giver recognizing any liability or legal obligation. If you are saying that is what is the rule, then change the rule because you are in power.
Everything has been taken care of.
Clyde Castro, please.
Yes, we are doing it. This is what I'm trying to tell you exactly. The hitherto, the rules which were there for FOBs and the tendering, the Minister Piyush Patel has changed it drastically.
No, this has nothing to do with the FOBs. Don't mix the two issues.
Can I come in now?
Yes, Clyde Castro, please. This has nothing to do with the FOBs.
No,
that's a completely separate matter. This is completely separate. This is how you treat your people. You see it so mechanically, you don't even realize you're actually talking about a human life.
And the pain that she's gone through.
Yes, Clyde Castro, please.
Yes, I understand. We are the most sensitive. We are the most sensitive government. That the minister came down after the tragedy of Elphinstone and stayed here for 2 full days, examined the whole scenario, and
Okay, let Clyde speak now.
There cannot be any
Mr. Shah, let Clyde Castro speak now. Let's hear the other side of the story.
And we even asked the military to come for, yeah.
Tanvi, I'd like to start off by saying, what Mr. Atul Shah is saying. It sounds very, very, huge and magnanimous all on paper. But the question that needs to be asked is, how did this whole thing happen? We were, after the Elphinstone stampede happened, we were given out a lot of lists that this is going to happen, that is going to happen. Survey has been done. We've checked all the footover bridges. We've checked the conditions of the railways. If all this was done, if the minister came down, if they called the army and everybody went there and took cognizance of everything, then how come an accident like this happened? A simple accident like which could have. It's the way they are talking, it sounds very simple to them, but this could have taken the life of a lady. So the point here is they can talk whatever they want. They've been going on, from the time this incident happened at, in Elphinstone on the 29th of September. We've been going through this whole thing again. We've been doing debates and debates all over and over again. And every debate, a spokesperson of the BJP comes and says, there's going to be a report in 10 days. We're going to take cognizance in so many days. Then it says it's going to take 3 months. Then down they say they call the army. The point here is it's only been lip service. Nothing has been happening. It's all out for everybody to see. I can argue with Mr. Atul Shah as long as I want. Mr. Atul Shah can counter me as long as he wants. But the point here is now the people have seen this whole thing. This has been going on. It's only by words, not by deeds. Nothing has been happening. If they had taken cognizance, if the reports were right, if the surveys were right, I don't think this accident would have happened. And to add to this whole thing, there's an insult to injury is the 500 rupees compensation given to this lady. Mr. Shah said that, these are the norms of the railways and this is how it's been going on. Then he went on to praise Mr. Piyush Goyal. That means, their earlier... sir, let me finish. This discussion is not an argument. Today we are going to have a discussion. So when I finish, then you can talk, sir. And then, when you finish, I can talk. The point here is the erstwhile railways minister, Mr. Suresh Prabhu, probably wasn't good enough. It's what it comes out from statements given by the BJP spokesperson. So even if Mr. Piyush Goyal has come in, by coming and staying here for 2 days, I don't think, the minister has done any favor to any citizen of this city, because that's his duty. He's supposed to do what he has done. So it's taken them so long to get here, and they can go on to say that it was not done earlier, we are doing it now, but it's been 3.5 years since they're in government.
Yeah,
and
they could have
take that long.
He probably wouldn't have needed to come down here and twice in a month and make all those statements had they actually acted on time. Mr. Shah, you want to rebut to what Clyde is saying here?
No, my dear friend Clyde is talking as if he wants to have everything done in 1 day's time.
No.
They were in the government for 10 years.
I'm not expecting anything out of you.
I don't want to blame them. I don't want to blame them. But Mr. Clyde should understand the reality. The way this government has been sensitive to the commuters, today the whole city of Mumbai is complimenting the chief minister and the railway minister.
I don't
because
think so.
we have not seen.
Tanvi,
now
I think you
there
can
are
have a
70
poll on
lakh
this one.
commuters.
Sorry, Atul bhai, I
We have
don't
come
think they're
up with
complimenting.
7 metro. Now, Clyde, why are you?
Okay.
I did not interrupt, Clyde.
Okay,
Clyde,
sorry.
when
Continue,
you
sorry.
requested, I did not interrupt.
Continue.
Now, you please listen to me. We are the most sensitive. As soon as we assume power in the state of Maharashtra, looking at the woes of the commuters of the suburban railway, the Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis immediately in 2 to 3 months' time called for metro rail. And there are 7 metro lines spread all over the cities which are coming up, which will reduce the woes of the commuters of the Mumbai.
You didn't do enough, which is why you got voted out, and now they are dragging their feet. I just want to read out some comments. SAV says on Involve, I have been travelling on the Andheri-Kulla road for the past 30 years. And every day the road is becoming bad to worse. When will the government wake up? Mr. Shah, this is a viewer who's asking that question to you. Insulting citizen, making fool of them is a daily job now, says Abhilash. Your government is sensitive, I give you that, but not on these matters. That was Abhilash again. These are some of the comments that I'm already picking up here. Yagnesh Asrani says, you are sensitive toward deaths of our commuters. That's when you wake up. So go ahead, please. Now make your point.
No, it's not the question. Yeah, the whole working, the system which was prevalent in the railways, you see a sea change in that. Additional powers are given to the general managers. Earlier, a tender was opened and the tender was floated after the approval from the railway board, which used to take a lot of time. Now, that is all changed. Now, this is what we have done it. We have changed the whole working, the system of the railways. And so this will give result. And not only that, we even invited the military. My president of Mumbai unit, Mr. Ashish Shelar, contacted
I don't know why you think it's a brilliant thing you did. You know, that is the most shameful thing. It's the biggest evidence of your embarrassing failure. If you were able to do your job, if your engineers, if your teams were able to do their jobs decently, you won't have to call the military in. So don't pat yourself on the back that you managed to call the army in to do that. They will come and help you and rescue you every single time. It is not their job, though.
Tanvi, people have appreciated in the city. You know, the thing is, the fast work is required by the people.
Yeah.
And people have really appreciated the military coming because we get only 2 hours in the night.
That's because you failed. And of course, all of us are glad that the army is coming in and doing it because at least somebody is doing it, Atul Shah.
On the contrary,
but they are not very glad that you took that decision. It's just it's a reflection of the fact that you failed to do it, that the army had to come in. We are glad somebody is coming to our rescue, but unfortunately, it's not you. You were voted to do this job.
No, I will not agree with whatever you say, Tanvi.
Tanvi, I have a question, Tanvi.
Yeah, we are doing it.
Okay, Mr.
That's
Shah.
what I'm saying. The military also we could bring.
We've had this debate in the past. I don't want to get dragged into this debate again. I don't want to get dragged into this debate.
Tanvi,
Clyde Crasto has a question. Clyde.
Tanvi, Atul bhai just spoke about how, you know, they've done a good job about the whole tender process and everything. My question would be here is, when Mr. Suresh Prabhu was the Minister of Railways, Shiv Sena MPs had written to him to build the foot-over bridge, the issues about the foot-over bridge at Elphiston. Mr. Suresh Prabhu replied to them saying that they do not have enough funds.
We are coming to the same thing. I can talk about it.
Atul bhai, can I finish, please? Okay.
Now.
Atul bhai, I didn't speak when you were speaking. Please let me finish my question, then you can answer.
You're putting on wrong facts.
No. You can counter me after I finish, no?
Yeah.
You can counter me after I finish. Okay, these letters, I am not talking about just on my will. These letters were out in the public domain, Tanvi, and on your channel we've seen these letters also, which was written to Mr. Suresh Prabhu. And the reply from Mr. Suresh Prabhu also was in the public domain, where he said that we do not have enough funds now to make that bridge. Now tell me something, after this whole incident happens, that afternoon the tender is processed. It takes 1.5 to 2 years for the tenders to go through. Suddenly the tenders pass. So why were you waiting for so long? And now you say the process has been worked on. We worked on, you know, all transparency and the tenders.
30 seconds to
why
Mr.
did you
Shah
wait
to
for so long?
Okay, got your question.
This whole incident to happen?
Got your question. 30 seconds for Mr. Shah to respond. We've got our first caller on the line.
No, Clyde had said half-truth.
Yes,
Clyde had said half-truth. I will agree. There are letters from the Member of Parliament. They are. I will say it's a half-truth that Clyde is speaking here. Yes, the letter, the member of parliament of the local area writes to the minister, yes. And this tender also, on that unfortunate day, 29th, the tender process was already given on the 28th. It was a matter of day and this has happened. But to say that there is no fund, nobody had said that there is no fund.
What are you saying?
No,
No, your ID mistaken here, Mr. Atul Shah. We have a copy of that letter.
I will send you a copy.
We have spoken to Mr. Arvind Sawant. I have the response. Yes, and I have the response from Suresh Babu in Feb 2016 saying we have approved it from February 2016 to October 2017 for 1.5 years. Nothing moved. The tender was announced on the day this tragedy happened. So let's not go back into that, because that has been proven well that you sat on it for 16 months, 1.5 years. If you want, you should turn around and show us how you are acting against those babus or netas who sat on it, who delayed it. Then we will believe that you actually want to do something about it, Mr. Shah. I've got my first caller on the phone line. Mr. Kadam is there. Let's listen into what voters have to say, because you're saying they're sensitive to you and you are sensitive to our voters and their needs. Let's hear out what Mr. Kadam has to say. Good evening, Mr. Kadam.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, go ahead, please. Good evening.
Yeah. Presently, the thing is that now the railway is focusing only on the Elphinstone stampede because the media is giving attention and public is also giving attention on the Elphinstone only. That's why all other stations, they are not giving any kind of attention. Within 45 days, they have not done any kind of safety audit and nothing else.
Okay, Mr. Kadam, where do you stay? Where do you board your train from? Do you want
I stay at Lal Bagh.
Okay.
And Chinchpokli to, I daily commute through the Elphinstone.
You still take that route?
Daily I use that route.
Okay. And you are saying that not much has been done. We know that part of the work has started, but again, like Mr. Kadam is saying, Mr. Shah, that the fact is that you're only focusing on that because that's where the attention is. There are several other parts of the city who also need equal dire attention. Mr. Kadam, thank you for calling us. Let's take one more caller and then you can respond to both of them.
I'll tell Tanvi.
Yeah, Dr. Suraj also is on the phone line. Dr. Suraj, I believe you stay around Elphinstone station. Is that correct?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I stay around the station. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Dr. Suraj, since you live there, for how long has this problem persisted of crowd, which, pretty much could turn ugly every single day? Is this a new problem? For how long has it gone on?
वैसे तो क्या हुआ है, अभी हॉकर्स हटाए गए हैं, तभी से तो लोगों को चलने को तो आ रहा है, ऐसी कुछ बात नहीं है, लेकिन दिल्ली पुलिस को और थोड़ा उसमें ध्यान देना चाहिए। अभी भी वहाँ पे भीड़ जमती है सुबह, अभी भी वहाँ पे चलने के लिए मुश्किल हो जाती है, तभी भी वो हटाते नहीं है, या कोई लाइन की ये जो बोलते हैं ये कोई संभालते नहीं है।
आप कितने साल से रह रहे हैं वहाँ पे? कब से ये प्रॉब्लम? तो आज की नहीं है ना, ये भीड़ जो जमी और उस दिन भी हुई, ये तो रोज ही होता है।
हाँ, ये तो रोज का ही चल रहा है, लेकिन अभी तभी तो स्टेशन के बाहर तो सांस ले ब्रिज यहाँ पे, क्योंकि वो जो दम घुटता था लोगों का, वहाँ तो सांस ले चुके हैं, ले रहे हैं अभी। वो जब से हॉकर्स निकाल दिए, लोगों को चलना तो आ रहा है वहाँ पे, इतनी तो अभी खासियत हुई है, लेकिन तभी भी भीड़ नहीं हट रही है। क्यों नहीं हट रही है? क्योंकि मैनेजमेंट नहीं हो रहा है। टिकट काउंटर पे भी भीड़ रहती है, टिकट काउंटर बढ़ाना चाहिए उनको। ब्रिज पे भी पुलिस को तैनात रहती है, तो साइड को खड़ा रहती है, सिर्फ जहाँ पे उतरते लोग, जहाँ पे चढ़ते वहाँ कोई सुनता नहीं है। या लेन का ये जो रहता है, शिस्त बोलते हैं, वो तो शिस्त किसी को भी नहीं रहता है।
तो
चढ़ने वाले लाइन वहां से उतरते हैं, उतरने वाले लाइन वहां से ही चढ़ते हैं लोग, तो उनको कुछ नहीं है। अभी भी प्लेटफॉर्म की हालत बहुत खराब है, प्लेटफॉर्म भी ठीक तरह से बने नहीं है, वहाँ पे कोई वाटर की सुविधा ये नहीं है, उसमें सर्विस नहीं है, टॉयलेट की सर्विस नहीं है, लेडीज टॉयलेट का प्रॉब्लम है वहाँ पे, इतनी गंदगी होती है अंदर की कोई जाने को भी नहीं चल रहा है। सिर्फ रेल का ही नहीं है, जहाँ भी जाओ आप वहाँ पे सभी की जगह पे भीड़ है मुंबई में, वहाँ पे सभी पे प्रॉब्लम चालू है अभी वहाँ पे भी।
जी शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए डॉक्टर सूरज। मिस्टर शाह, ओवर टू यू। यस
Yeah, I will answer to both Mr. Kadam and Dr. Suraj. Now, Mr. Kadam, you're right. The Elphinstone is been focused, but you should also come to know that we are also, besides Elphinstone, Curry Road and Ambivali. These are the 3 stations on the top priority. But even the other FOBs, somewhere we are going to widen it, somewhere we are going to repair it. There are 36 FOBs on the Western Line and 76 on the Central Line are going to be taken up also. So besides Elphinstone, these are the things also going to happen. And in as far as Dr. Suraj has said, now to send the commuters on the FOB by a queue has already started. More deployment of RPF is already done there. And you know, if some part of the day, if he realizes, if he feels that it is still not been taken care of, will definitely, I'll ask the general manager, and even I'll put the word to Mr. Piyush Goyal that we need some more focus, more attention on Elphinstone. This is not enough. But I'll tell Mr. Kadam that Elphinstone Road, Curry Road and Ambivali stations are going to be finished by January.
In its final report, that, by the way, where BMC was investigating itself on whether they were at fault or not for that tree that fell in Chembur, that killed a woman. 57-year-old lady, a former Doordarshan anchor, was walking down home after her yoga session. She was a yoga instructor as well, when this tree fell on her and killed her. Now, the residents of that area had repeatedly raised this issue. In fact, I have a copy of the letter here.
Yes.
That was written to the ward, to the civic body official over there, saying that this tree is dead now, cut it off. The authorities thought it wasn't. They didn't react. There were allegations that were made. The residents say they were asked for money. We don't know, because the investigative report, the internal inquiry that was done by the BMC says the winds are to be blamed. Clyde Crasto.
Tanvi, I'm actually in a way not surprised with this, ridiculous report that has come out. Not surprised because, these people are known to save their own people. We've discussed, when this incident happened, I remember discussing this extensively right here on channel also, and other places. It's very clear, and we all know the whole sequence of events, that the person in whose compound this tree was, he went to the BMC, he requested them, he told them it was dead. People went to the BMC and requested them to cut this tree. They've even gone on record to say that they paid the money for trimming this tree. These people visited who this officer was, what his knowledge about trees are or was, I don't know, because he said that this tree is good enough, it will not go to fall. Then apparently they came back again and they said, no, we need to trim the trees, and a contractor comes the other day and just removes a few coconuts, cuts a few branches.
I want to know, Clyde, what is the solution?
The solution is...
We can't have these internal inquiries which go nowhere, which absolve these authorities every single time.
They need to voice, they are voted so that they can voice the voices of the people. So the local corporator, even if the civic body was not listening to them, they should have raised a hue and cry why this was not done.
Okay.
Because after a life is lost, it's no point
Tell
going
me,
and
sir,
screaming
I
and
have
shouting.
actually got the nephew of the lady who got those 25 stitches on her head. Mr. Shah, I'm sorry, I wanted to come to you on that part, but we've got a guest also joining us, and Saurabh is with us. Saurabh, thanks for taking the effort of speaking to us on Mirror Now. Just to begin with, how's your aunt?
She's fine. We just got the reports in the evening, and there's no fracture or anything, just the stitches. But it's a very deep cut. It's like an inch deep in her skull. So we need to take care of that.
Right. And you did you also suffer any injuries?
Yeah, the ceiling slab did fell on my feet, but it's not that severe. It's just a swollen leg.
And you were traveling. You were en route.
Yeah, I was about to drop my aunt. She lives in Gujarat, so we were there to book the tickets, and she was about to leave the same night.
Saurabh, we are having a detailed conversation about the state of our infrastructure. One, of course, the most appalling part was that your aunt, after the initial checkup was done, the doctors declared, were given to understand that it was a minor or a simple injury, and gave an ex gratia amount of 500.
Yes.
Now,
So the doctors said that you need to do a CT scan. We can't say anything for sure. But the administrative of the railway said that according to us, it's a minor injury. So the minimum amount, if you have a minor injury, is to be paid is 500 rupees. And the maximum, if it's a severe injury, then the maximum they can pay is 5,000 rupees.
Yeah, so you are saying that they actually made this report and declared it was a minor injury before the CT scan and the detailed reports were done?
Yes. So as they said that we can pay you 500 rupees, we said we don't need your money. So they said that if you don't take this money, we won't register that this injury happened under our administrative. So for that reason we had to, so that it gets registered. And then we went to the police also. We filed a complaint also.
We have the representative of the BJP on the show with us, Saurav. We're running out of time, but would you want to say something to him?
No, Tanvi,
is there an issue that you want to highlight? They can take note of it.
The point is the railway has said that they will take.
No, Mr. Shah, just listen to the victim.
No, it's not a question of highlighting or anything.
No, if he has a specific issue, I just want to ask him. If he doesn't, then great. You're doing a good job.
I thought you were asking me.
Yeah, no.
I thought you were asking me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So everything, the budget is passed for the railways also, and they have been well paid to maintain the stations. But still, these kinds of incidents happen every day. And I was lucky enough that I know social media, so I could approach you guys, I could tell what happened. But there are people who are not educated and they don't get this chance. So at that time, they would have just taken them to the railway medical. They could have stitched, they offered us to stitch it right there, the wound. So we said, no, we don't want it right here. We need to get this to the public that this does happen.
Yeah, okay.
So if you are well paid, if the government is well paid, so why don't the management take care of the wear and tear of the station?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is their responsibility to take care of it, and most probably it's not because of lack of funds, Saurabh. It will probably be somebody corrupt somewhere gave off this responsibility to somebody to do a very shoddy job, and unfortunately you and your aunt had to pay for it. But thank you for speaking up, because voters need to start speaking up now. Now, Mr. Shah, I hope you've taken a note of what he said, and you know action will be taken. If the doctors actually gave a report to say that it's a simple injury even before the detailed tests were done on the victim, then that's not acceptable and some action has to be taken here. I'm afraid I'm completely out of time. I thank Atul Shah and Clyde Craster for joining us. Thanks, Saurav, for joining us. We will not give up on this issue because the authorities cannot get away anymore by blaming the rains, rumors, winds, what have you, the Met Department, even the buses stranded on the roads. These kinds of flimsy excuses that make it sound like you're mocking us will not be accepted anymore. Thanks for watching.